Just a little disclaimer. I had changed my podcast name last minute, so if you hear me say welcome to um I forgot what I even named it. I think it was called What the Talk to Me? Yeah, ignore that. I had officially decided to change my podcast name to The Sociology of, so it could be more related to sociology, which is what I want to talk about with my podcast. Enjoy the first episode, and I hope y'all like it.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to my first episode of What the Talk to Me with your host, Sierra, the only solo girl in this whole thing, coming at you live from my house. To tell you guys the truth, I'm at a place right now where I don't know what I'm going to do with my sociology degree. So, since we're in the middle of a pandemic and everything is fascinating right now. You got the pandemic, you got the government playing with you. We had the presidential election, we had everything going on. And what better era of sociology other than the past 10 years? I feel like this year is like the top tier of the most crazy ASS events ever happened in history. Like, in my generation, I am Gen Z. I am at the top part. I'm only like 22 years old, and my Gen Z's out there. I'm just like, where are we going? Like, where are we going with this? What the heck is going on? But I want to start this platform to talk about what the heck is going on and what type of game are we playing? Like, I want to gather all my Gen Zs. I want to gather all my millennials, my friends, everybody. We need to talk about this stuff. I'm here to talk about it. You're here to talk about it. Just listen. A little about me. I am a senior at Old Dominion University. I am studying sociology with a minor in human services, and I am currently trying to do a concentration in children's rights because, to me, children's rights are important. We need to advocate for children. We need to support these children in this world. And this world's full of chaos. And I just want to be a part of the change. I want to help change this world. I want to help build this world up. My generation, we need to take over from here. Old generation, move away. We got this, okay? We are the best generation out there because we are bringing change out here, okay? There's a lot of things I'm going to do in this podcast. I want to just talk about the topics that nobody want to talk about. I want to do interviews with my closest friends, get their points of views, just talk and just, do whatever. I want to talk about everything, something as small as my personal life or something as big as the government. I'll talk about anything you guys want. I'm here to address everything. No filter, no nothing. I don't care what anybody says. This is my podcast, and whatever y'all want, I'll give. Let's get right into it. First, I want to talk about, what got me into this journey of becoming not so much of a sociologist, but someone who is interested in sociology and the way it works. So I started. I remember when I was in high school and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and I wanted to go to college, and I just knew that I was interested in society and how it works, and I was interested in basically wanted to help people. I'm very into helping people. I'm very humanistic. I believe that everybody deserves love. I believe everybody deserves a second chance. Um, I lived in a household where nobody was perfect. I lived in a family and no one was perfect, but that's the thing. I love that about my own family, that nobody in this family is perfect, and we admit that. And I feel like that's how everyone should be. We shouldn't be holding things back, and we shouldn't be following just these rules just because. We need to learn, why are we doing these things? What makes us say these things? What makes us feel this way? We need to address things. And that was one of the big things I appreciated when I was growing up, was that, I communicated. My house was full of open communication, and that what made me be this type of person. I'm very, open to my friends and family members, whatever they want to talk about, everybody comes to me because I'm very open minded. I don't really judge. I tend to talk a lot, but I'm also a good listener too. And I like listening to people because I would want somebody to listen to me. So that's how I started my journey into the sociology world, and it has been life changing for sure. I want to talk about what really got me deep into sociology. So, I started to. Okay, so long story short, when I was around not ninth grade, a freshman in college, my parents decided to cut our cable because cable companies like Cox and Verizon always overcharge, and quality of TV now with cable is not as good as it used to be. The shows are not as good as they used to be. You got people, old new Disney shows are not the same as the old. Cable has not been the same since the last 10 years. And now you have streaming companies such as like Netflix, Hulu, and all that. Um, and I was low key hurt because I did not want my parents to cut off cable because I am really into reality shows. And but then I decided just to try Hulu, Netflix, and I also got more into YouTube videos. Back then, YouTube couples channels, family channels were the thing, and that was all I really watched. And it wasn't until I stumbled across a couple of YouTubers that I'm they are literally my mentors, low key. They don't know, but their specialties were to basically call out the BS of what these channels do, these family channels that capitalize off of views and stuff. And I wasn't really into looking at those videos of like T pages or whatever, or pages that are like talk bad about people. But no, these people are different. These people set the record straight. They address the BS and what makes this world toxic. Like what are these things that are making things happen, you know holding people accountable, and these issues, these social issues that nobody talks about, and the reason why things keep happening. One channel I want to talk about, that I recommend people watch, is the Mademoiselle. She is um, a content creator on YouTube. She is a Haitian American. She, posts YouTube videos about, Black culture. She talks about social issues, and I love her channel so much. She goes deep. She goes off because, it's important to address these things and to hold people accountable for all the toxic stuff that happens within the Black community, and just in America in general. That people, get dismissed by. And I love Troy's TV. I love him so much. He is also another content creator that I love because he just sets the record straight. He he cuts no corners. He does his research on everything he does, and his content just I just love his content because he's so real and authentic, and he does everything from his heart. And that's what I like about these two YouTubers, is because they're just so clean cut. Nothing gets past them. They want to talk about everything. that is wrong with the world. And they inspire me a lot all the time. And I put their content and related to my schoolwork. And I feel like they've helped me really understand society and why society puts people in boxes, why there's so much social inequality, and why how people deal with the intersections of two different social identities, such as, for example, classism with racism or colorism, texturism, all these isms that we don't address. And if we don't address these, the next generation is just going to keep on piling up on each other, and it's generational, and it's not healthy for the younger generation to live and to watch these things and to be inspired by these things that, don't show true reality, or it's not the truth. I want to be a part of telling the truth. I want to be a part of moving with purpose, making, protecting children. That's the number one thing as well that keeps centering around. Many of us have been failed by our parents, and that is one topic that I have watched maybe a few months ago with the Mademoiselle and Choice TV. I'm not sure what it was, a podcast episode or what, but they make a really good point, and children are not protected, and that is 99.9% the reason why a lot of the people out here are effed up around here. And and I want to be a part of changing the world. And I think it starts with children and how we feed them, like what we feed into these children's brains, these heads. In the pandemic, it's so easy for a child to sit on their phone all day and look at TikToks and all these things on social media and all the wrong things. And I know some of them are asking questions every day, like, why is this happening? Why are these people doing this? Why is this? And it's really messed up. And I remember being a child and in a school and thinking and believing, yeah, we are different from the 1600s. But literally, there's nothing really different except for a lot of obvious reasons. Slavery back in the day. There's still modern day slavery too. Just point that out there. But, I feel like school will just brainwash us into believing that everything's fine. And that's the power of capitalism, which I want to talk about later on in the next few episodes. But everything is just connected somehow. And we need to, one man once said, we need to not hate the player, we need to hate the game. And we need to play this game. And I feel like America is a game. And we need to focus on winning. And that's all we can do. Okay, hop right into. I'm about to look up on my phone right now what is the most trending story right now, because sociology, we're all about the society, what's going on, and right now I'm looking about the episode of no, the interview with Meghan Markle and Oprah with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, and man. Mm, so yesterday I was on Instagram and I was looking at my Instagram stories and I came across Amanda Steele. She was talking about Meghan Markle and how that it was kind of bizarre that Meghan Markle couldn't have least looked up who Prince Harry was, what the royal family was about. And I thought, exactly, I feel, and she also made a good point that when you are dating someone, there is nothing wrong with doing your research because, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, um, this is a chaotic world and and sometimes you don't know what you're going into, you want to start, you want to make new friends, you want to start dating, and you just never know who you're talking to. And this is a clear example of what she means. Amanda was going on about, there's nothing wrong with doing a little research, We do research on people on each other all the time. You're talking with your friends and you're like, you heard about this girl, you heard about this chick, you heard about this guy. Oh, I'm gonna look him up on Instagram, I'm looking up on Facebook. Same thing can go with who you're dating. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody and your mom. If back then, because she made a good point, you know, our generation back then, she said something really funny. She said something along the lines of, you know, our generation before us, we're dating a lot of BS men and women. All because basically back then we didn't really have technology. We had just phone books and, just talking communication. Just we didn't have the internet to research people, what their jobs are, what their history is, things like that. And now we have all the technology in the world to figure out A through Z, everything from front to back of someone. And it's pretty scary, but this is a scary world. And as someone who is not so like I tend to just watch out for my surroundings, and that's just me. And I feel like that's how everybody should be. Like, you need to know who these people you're dealing with. You want to date someone, you want to date someone in a serious way to where you want to settle down one day. If this is someone you want to, get to know better, you need to know them. You need to get to know them, talk to them, even research things, and you might find something very interesting that you didn't know. Like Meghan Markle should have, researched about the royal family and everything. But at the end of the day, there is no excuse for, Harry's family to be talking about, I wonder what the skin tone of their the next baby will be. And that is just ridiculous. Also talking about Pierce Morgan, the guy from, I think it's called Good Morning Britain. My thing is Meghan Markle is someone, she's very parallel with Harry's mother, Princess Diana, and his whole reason why he left the family was to protect her, because I can't imagine losing my mother and remembering how bad they talked about her and then losing her. He doesn't want the same for his wife. He saw an exact same thing happening to her. Meghan expressed that she was depressed, she was suicidal and everything. And he's in love with her. I feel like men should focus on their woman. And if they want to get technical with the Bible, technically, husbands are supposed to take care of the wife first. That is it. Wife's number one, everybody else is number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's how it should be if you want to make it Christian related. Um, the wife should always be protected, and he wants to protect her and his family. And if the family's saying, I'm not sure if he's gonna be this skin tone or this skin tone, is that gonna match us? Seriously? And then talking about, oh, we're not gonna give him security anyway. I don't think the prince title was good for him anyway. If your husband's family is talking like that, I would I would cut them off as well. That is toxic behavior. I don't care if you're a queen, king, whatever. That is toxic. And we need to address these people who are higher up, that t- not people are afraid and scared to talk out about these people. And I think, in my opinion, that Meghan did the right thing. Harry did the right thing. It's all about family, and this is where it starts. If someone's already talking about your child like that, you need to protect them before they come. You need to protect them while they're there. And that's their job, and that's what they want to do. There's nothing wrong with trying to protect your children, and that's what we need to do. There's so much I want to talk about with my podcast. Um, but I'm going to end this episode early because there's a lot of things that I have talked about and that I want to talk about. And like what some people say, that's for the next episode or that's for another episode. And I am looking forward to opening my brain up and just spitting out stuff and just holding nothing back. And I look forward to, interacting with people. I will interact with y'all. I look forward to doing everything. I want to do everything with this podcast. I don't want to hold anything back. I want to talk to people. I want people to be my co-hosts coming in and out. I want everything. So please, please, please follow me. I will be posting once a week, and just subscribe, support your sister. Support your sister out here. Many of us are struggling. It's the pandemic. This is the time to blossom out and go into different niches, and that's what I'm doing. I'll be ending this episode or every episode with a word of wisdom by your girl CC. No. So, a piece of advice I can give you would be to try. I feel like the word today is trying, and to just start something new. That is one big thing that I've learned this week. This week I started investing with Cash App. Um, and it was a very interesting experience. I was interested in investing after one of my favorite YouTubers, Choice TV, talked about investing, and so far I am enjoying it. I think it's very smart. And back then, I didn't think that investing would be good for me, but it's good for everyone. And it's something that I never thought I would do in a million years. I did, I looked up my research, I read a book about it, I watched a couple videos, and I tried it myself, and it's not that hard. I want to talk about investing in another episode, but, it's at this time, I feel like we need to grow ourselves and invest into ourselves and to try new things. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's what I learned this week. Please, if there's something you're thinking about doing, do it. Have a plan and do it. Just like Chloe and Hallie said, just do it. Do it. No, but for real, guys, don't let anybody hold you back. Do whatever you want. You are you, and you be you, and you need to surround yourself with people who support you, and that's what I do, and I'm happy. If you want to be happy, surround yourself with happy people, okay? Okay, that is the end of episode 1. I am looking forward to talking more with you guys and connecting with you guys. So I'm closing off now. This is Sierra with What the Talk to Me.